Hello viewers, welcome to the digital class of Udainath Autonomous College of Science and Technology. So viewers, in our last video we have already discussed what is the use of form tag in HTML. So there are some other features related to the form tag which we will be discussing briefly in today's video. So we will be discussing about the text fields, the radio button, the check boxes, the submit button and many more in today's video. So without wasting much of our time, let's move on to the slides. So the first one is your text fields. So the text field are actually used to give a text box in a web page. So whenever there is a need of giving a text box in the web page, at that time we can take the help of text field. So text field is actually a product or a subdivision of a form tag. So the input type equal to text defines a single line input field for text input. That means the text input or the text field gives a single line text field in the web page. So how to implement or to how to design or how to implement the concept of text field in the HTML. So you can see that a source code is written over here. So the HTML program starts with HTML, then comes our body section. So inside the body section we have to define a form. So we have given a heading tag that is text input fields. So you can see that it has been given in heading of size 2. So you can see that the text input fields has been reflected over here. Now comes the form tag, because all the fields that are related to design of form should be enclosed within the form tag. So the form tag has the first one as the label name, that is first name. So you can see that inside the label tag we have written first name. So label is a container tag, that means it has a start tag and it has a end tag. Next we have to come to the next line, that's why we have used the BR tag, that is for line break. Then we have used another input type that is equal to text, which denotes the text field. So whenever we are writing input type equal to text, that means there will be an input of text type, that means the text field will be inserted over here. And we have some other attributes, that is ID, that is fname, name equal to fname, value equal to John. So value means whenever the page will be loaded, it will be loaded with a default name, and the default name is given by the attribute value. So whatever name or whatever word we will be giving in the value attribute will be reflected as the default name in the text field. So similarly ID and name are given for programming part. So here you can see there is a text box because we have written input type equal to text. Then again after that we need to break the line, so we have used the BR tag. Then again we have specified another label, that is last name. So you can see that last name has been printed over here because we have given it as a label. So there is a difference between label and text field, is that label cannot be edited in the web page, but in the text field we can edit anything. So similarly after the last name label we have given another, or we have inserted another text field. So we have to give that input type equal to text, ID equal to iname. So where value equal to do. So you can see that do has been written or has been put up as the default value in the text field. So we have inserted two labels with the name as first name and last name. We have inserted two text boxes with the ID fname and lname. So whenever we are using the ID and name in the text box or text field, at that time it means that in the program whenever we need the value of the text box, we will be calling it through the name fname. So as we have completed the form, so the form has been ended. That means all those things will be enclosed in the form tag. Next we have given a paragraph that note that the form itself is not visible. You can see that there is no concept of form over here. That means whenever we want to implement the concept of form, that does not mean that the form will be loaded. That means the same web page will be displayed with no visibility of the form. Then another paragraph we have also noted that, also note that the default width of text input is 20 characters. That means whenever we are not specifying any length of the text box, at that time it can be increased or it can go up to 20 characters only. So if we want to increase or decrease, we can increase or decrease with the some attributes of input type. So whenever we are giving a type equal to text, at that time it will give a single line text box of 20 characters only. So we can increase it or decrease it as per the requirement of the user. So this is all about the text field, that is the source code is written over here and the reflection is over here. Now we will be moving to another element, that is label element. So the label tag defines a label for many form elements. That means whenever there is a need of defining a label in the form, at that time we can take the help of label tag. So the label element is useful for screen reader users because the screen reader will read out loud the label when the user focus on the input element. That means whenever the web page will be loaded, at that time there may be a confusion that the user has to input what values they have to give in the text box. At that time label helps the user to denote or to find out what type of text they must be allowed in the text box. So the label element also help users who have difficulty clicking on very small regions such as radio buttons or checkboxes. So whenever there is a concept of radio box or checkboxes, then there is a problem that the radio buttons and checkboxes are very small in size, which actually brings very difficulty for the users to detect it and to read it. At that time label element helps to give the values of minimum of readable size in radio buttons and checkboxes. So because when the user clicks the text within the label element, it toggles the radio button or checkboxes. So without clicking on radio button or checkboxes, the user can also click on label, on the predefined label, and the specified radio button or checkboxes will be clicked. The for attribute of label tag should be equal to the id attribute of the input element to bind them together. So whenever we will be doing the programming, at that time we must note that the for attribute value of the label tag must be equal to the input element, that is id attribute of input element, so that whenever we will be calling the label tag or anywhere we will be using the value, at that time they will bind with each other or they will be compatible with each other without facing much of the problem. So this is all about the label element. Now we will be moving to another button, that is your radio button. So the input type radio defines a radio button. That means whenever we will be specifying type equal to radio value in input element, at that time we will be defining a radio button. So radio button lets a user select one of a limited number of choices. That means when we have a number of choices, at that time we can only go for a single choice by using the radio button. So we can implement the program over here. So the source code is written over here and the reflection is here. So now let's move to the source code. So our program starts with HTML followed by body tag. So we have given the heading tag of size 2 as radio button. So you can see that the radio button has been printed with the size 2 of heading tag. Next comes our form, because radio button is a part of form tag. So form is a container tag. So form has been started over here and it has been ended over here. Now inside the form tag we have used input type equal to radio. That means we have given a radio button over here with the ID as male and name as gender. So here name as gender means it defines the section. That means under the gender section there will be three values, that is male, female and other. So similarly when I am giving input type equal to radio, so it has put up a radio button over here with the ID as male, which will be used in the programming, and value equal to male. That means value equal to male means whenever we will click on it, that means this radio button will return male while posting the value or while sending the value from one page to another page. After that, or after the implementation of radio button, we have to print a label over here, that is male. So we have given label for male and we have inserted male word over here. That means the male will be printed over here. Next, again we have to go to the next line. So we have used the BR tag. So after printing the label over here, the cursor will be in this position, and after encountering the BR tag, it will be moved to the next line. So we have used input type equal to radio. So another radio button has been put off, where we have given the ID as female, name equal to gender, value equal to female. So you can see that in the three radio buttons we have given name equal to gender, which actually specifies the group. That means this is under the gender group, and here the ID has been given as female and the value has also been given as female. That means whenever this radio button will be clicked, the female value will be transferred to another web page. So after printing the or after implementing the radio button, there is a label over here which has been given by the label tag. So label for female, and we have given female as a value under the label tag. So label is a container tag which contains female word. So female has been printed over here. So after printing the female label over here, the cursor will be in this position. So we have to move to the next line. So we have used the BR tag. Next, whenever it will come over here, so we have to insert another radio button. So we have used input type equal to radio where id equal to other, and we have also put this other option inside the gender group. So we have specified inside the name attribute and value equal to other. So this is the implementation of 3 radio buttons with 3 label buttons. So we have enclosed or we have closed the form tag over here, followed by body tag and followed by HTML tag. So you can see that here this is a source code and the reflection of the source code is over here. Now we will be moving to another part, that is checkboxes. So what do you mean by checkboxes? So checkbox is actually used where there is a lot of choices and we can go for more than one choice. So there is a big difference between radio button and checkbox. So radio button is actually allowing only one value from a number of choices, whereas in checkboxes we can go for more than one choice where there is a number of choices. So this is the main difference between radio button and checkbox. So now we have to implement the checkbox in the web page. So our program starts with HTML followed by body tag, and we have given checkboxes word or phrase inside the H2 tag. So you can see that checkboxes has been printed with the heading tag of size 2. Next, we have come across a P tag. So the strong input, that is type equal to checkbox, defines the checkbox. So you can see that we have given input type equal to checkbox inside the strong tag, which we have already discussed that it will be printing the value in bold letter. So you can see that input type equal to checkbox has been printed in bold letter. Similarly, after that we have started the form tag because the checkboxes must be included inside the form tag. So we have given input type equal to checkbox. So whenever I am writing this one, that input type equal to checkbox, that means a checkbox has been inserted over here with the ID as vehicle 1 and name as vehicle 1 and value equal to bike. That means whenever we click on this checkbox, then bike value will be transferred to other web pages. Similarly, it contains the ID as vehicle 1 with the name also as vehicle 1. Then we have to give a label over here. So we have given label I have a bike. So you can see that label is a container tag. So whatever we will be writing inside the label tag will be printed directly. So I have a bike has been printed over here. Then after printing, the cursor was over here. Then we have encountered a BR tag. So the cursor has moved to the next line. So we have to give another checkbox over here. So we have written input type equal to checkbox where the ID and name has been changed from vehicle 1 to vehicle 2 in ID and name attribute, and we have given value equal to car. That means whenever we click on this checkbox, then the value that is car will be transferred to another web page. Then after printing the checkbox, we have to print a label that is I have a car, and it has been written inside the label tag. Then after printing, we have given a BR tag. That means the cursor will move to the next line, and after that again we have given an input type equal to checkbox. That means another checkbox has been printed with the ID and name as vehicle 3. Then we have given value equal to board. That means whenever we click on this checkbox, both value will be transferred to another web page. Then after printing the checkbox, we have given another label. That means I have a board, and then we have given 2 line space, and then finally we have given input type equal to submit, value equal to submit. That means whenever we are giving input type equal to submit, that means the submit button will be inserted in the web page. So whenever we click on submit button, the value of submit button, that means whatever has been collected in the checkboxes will be transferred to another web page. So you can see that the source code is written over here for the checkbox and the reflection is given over here. Now you can see the use of submit button. So submit button is a very vital part in a form. That means submit button is considered as the last value. So after filling the form, we have to click on submit button, which the user has already encountered or most of the time they have encountered. So what is the use of submit button? So the input type equal to submit defines a button for submitting the form data to a form handler. That means whenever we are inserting something in a form, the form value will be transferred to the form handler through the help of submit button only. So the form handler is typically a file on the server with a script for processing the input data. That means form handler is actually a file on the server side which holds the value that has been sent from the HTML forms. So the form handler is specified in the form action attribute. That means the form handler, that is the file that is being stored in the server, is actually specified in the form action attribute. That means the action attribute of the form tag defines what type of data or what data will be transferred to the form handler. So without wasting much of our time, let's move on to the syntax or the program that is been written over here. So the program starts with HTML followed by body tag. We have given the HTML forms as the heading tag. So you can see that HTML forms has been printed with the size 2 of heading tag. Next comes our form, where we have written the attribute as action equal to action page.php. That means whatever data will be collected from here will be transferred to action page.php that has been saved in the server side. Next comes our label. So we have given that first name as a label, so we have to use label. So label is a container tag and we have inserted first name. So first name has been printed over here. Next comes our text box. So we can easily implement the use of text box, so by writing input type equal to text. So you can see that the text box has been inserted over here. So as we have discussed before, that it will be giving a single line text box with a maximum character of 20. So we can increment or decrement it also according to the user requirement. So with the id name as f name and value as John. So you can see that whenever we are giving value equal to something, so by default whenever the page will be loaded, that value will be printed in the text box. Similarly, we have to move to the next line. So we have used the br tag, so the cursor will move to the next line, and then you can see that another label has been printed over here, that is last name. That means label, we have written last name. So label is a container tag and we have used the last name label over here. So we have to move to the next line, so we have used the br tag. So again the cursor moved to the next line, and then we have inserted another text box. So we insert the text box, as we have already known that we have to write input type equal to text, and we have given the value as do. So you can see that the single line text box of 20 characters by default has been printed over here with the value as do. That means whenever the page will be loaded, the default value do will be inserted in the text box. Then you can see that there are 2 line breaks has been given. So br tag has been given for 2 times, so 2 number of lines has been given as space. Then we have inserted the submit button. So how to insert the submit button? So we have to insert the submit button to the input type element. So inside the input element we have given type equal to submit. So whenever we are giving type equal to submit, means it will insert a submit button in the web page with the value as submit. That means whenever we click on submit button, all the text that has been collected in the form will be transferred to the page, that is action_page.php, which has been stored in the server side. That means whatever data will be collected in the HTML form will be collected by the submit button only, and it will be transferred to the appropriate server page which has been written or which has been specified inside the form tag under the action attribute. So you can see that the implementation of submit button has been written over here and the reflection is over here. Now we will be moving to the next attribute and the most important attribute, that is your name attribute. So the name attribute program has been written over here. So you can see that whenever we will be writing the program, we will start with HTML followed by body. So inside the body tag we have written the name attribute as the heading tag. So you can see that the reflection of h2 tag has been reflected over here. Next comes our form tag, where we have given action equal to action page.php. That means this is the page in the server. So whatever data we will be collecting in this form will be shown or will be transferred to the action page.php, which has been stored in the server side. Next comes our label. So first name. So first name is the first label of the web page which has been given by the label tag. Next we have given input type equal to text. So you can see that a text box has been inserted in the web page with the help of type attribute of input. So by default the text field will be of 20 characters in a single line. So again we have to move to br tag. That means to br tag has been encountered over here. Then we have given a submit button where we have given value equal to submit. So you can see that submit button has been inserted over here. Next we will be reading the notes what is the use of name attribute. So in the first paragraph you see, if you click the submit button, the form data will be sent to a page called as action page.php. So as we have discussed before that whatever data will be collected from the web page and we want to transfer it to a page in the server side, so we will be transferring it through the help of action attribute of the form tag. So action attribute is actually responsible for linking the server page to the web page. So whenever we will click on submit button, all the data that has been collected from this web page will be transferred to action page.php stored on the server side. Next, there is another paragraph over here. Notice that the value of the first name field will not be submitted because the input element does not have a name attribute. That means you can see that in the text box that has been written over here, the value will not be transferred to the action page. Why? Because we have not used the name attribute over here. That means whenever we want to transfer the value of the web page from this page to the server side, at that time we have to use the name attribute under the input type. So whenever we are using any tools in the web page, so that tool must have a name attribute if we want to send the value to the action page which has been stored in the server side. So here in this page the value of this text box will not be sent to the action page because we have not written name attribute over here. So if we want to send it, so we have to take the help of name attribute. So I hope you have all understood the use of form tags, that are text fields, radio button, checkboxes, submit button and name attribute. So if you have any doubt, you can comment me on our YouTube channel. Till then, thank you.